Dear students, I hope you are all well and studying in your home. Today, in this chapter, Atomic Structure, we will discuss about what is nucleus composed of. Means different theories of different scientists at the time of finding of subatomic particles. So, first model, J.J. Thomson's atomic model. In 1903, J.J. Thomson proposed the plum pudding atomic model, in which only electrons and protons were present. To finding of subatomic particles means we mainly discuss about the how electrons, protons, and neutrons are revolve around the nucleus. To know their exact position, these models had been given. So, he mentioned that an atom consists of a positively charged ball or a sphere in which negatively charged particles, electrons, are embedded. He compared his model with a plum pudding or a Christmas pudding or a watermelon. So, you can see his figure that in which he plum pudding model. He just said that positively charged particles, protons are found, and negatively charged plums or particles. So he mainly discussed only about the electrons and protons. He compared the plums or dry fruits embedded in the pudding or seeds embedded in the watermelon to electrons. The pudding or red part of the watermelon were protons. As you see, a watermelon, many seeds are found within it. Okay, so he compared the red part to the proton, and these seeds are like structure to the electrons. Thomson's atomic model failed as it could not explain the inference or conclusion drawn from Rutherford scattering experiment. As you all know, in previous chapter on previous classes, we will already read about the Rutherford scattering experiment. But J.J. Thomson's model was failed to prove the conclusion drawn from the Rutherford experiment. Now, Rutherford also himself also gave a model, Rutherford's atomic model. He described his nuclear model of the atom based on his conclusions from his scattering experiment. Its features are as follows. An atom consists of a positively charged nucleus that contains protons and neutrons. Almost the entire mass of an atom is concentrated in the nucleus. An atom has a significant amount of empty space. The nucleus is surrounded by negatively charged particles called electrons. The electrons revolve around the nucleus at a high speed. So these are the some conclusions from his scattering experiment. So you can see in figure Rutherford atomic model. Okay, so he said that nucleus contains negatively charged particles and give them name electrons, and they revolve uh, in a circular path like this, and nucleus containing protons and neutrons. This is, and he also proposed that an atom is electrically neutral. It means the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. So Rutherford's atomic model could not explain the stability of an atom. Why atoms are stable? If electrons moved around the nucleus as described by Rutherford, they would very quickly lose their energy and falls into the nucleus. Okay, according to Rutherford, you have to understand that he said this is a nucleus and these electrons are revolve around them. If they continuously move like that, one time come when they lose their energy and fall into the nucleus and completely uh, extinct. Okay, so if this happened, the atom would then collapse. So the atoms will be collapse. So this is also a fail of a experiment to by Rutherford. So whenever new atomic models comes, it means there is some chances to improve the previous one model, or as it failed to explain some more things about atom. So next models were given by Bohr's atomic model. So Bohr proposed a modified version of Rutherford's atomic model. The main points of his model are as follows. Electrons revolve around the nucleus. Okay, he also said that electrons are revolve around the nucleus and in fixed circular paths called cells or energy levels. Okay, you can see here he make them energy cells or energy levels, these structures. Okay, they do not move in a haphazard manner around the nucleus as proposed by Rutherford, but rather move in the same way that planets move around the sun. So he called that they are not move like the Rutherford's model, they just move like the planets as move around sun. Cells have a fixed size and energy. As we move from the nucleus to the farthest cell from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 2 and so on, the energy of the cell increases. So you can see these are the cells. Okay, I already told you these are the cells. So if there is n is equal to 1, then in second cell, in this cell, it is n is equal to 2. So suppose there is a one cell more, so here n is equal to 3 and so on. An electron normally occupies an energy level called its ground state. Okay, electron normally occupies an energy level called its ground state. It can move to another cell which is less stable by absorbing energy. This less stable and high energy state is called excited state. So you can say that when electrons in his energy level or in a state of relax is in it has been in a ground state, but when he absorb energy or by some means he get energy, he becomes less stable. Okay, and in a high energy state is called excited state. So you can see here representation of ground state and excited state of an atom. Suppose this is nucleus and electrons is revolve around them, and this is his ground energy level. Okay, then as it get energy, it becomes or it goes to the next cell. So it become excited. This is called excited energy level. So there are some questions based on the topics which we covered till now. First question, Thomson mentioned that an atom consists of a positively charged ball or a sphere in which negatively charged particles are embedded. So it is true. Okay, you have to write T here. And second question is, Thomson's atomic model failed as it could not explain the conclusion drawn from the Rutherford experiment. It is also true. According to the Rutherford, an atom has no empty space. So as you read carefully, you can see that Rutherford has told that uh, uh, an atom has sufficiently empty space. There's a no, so it is a false statement. Rutherford's atomic model explained the stability of an atom. So it also fails to tell about the stability of atoms, so it is also false. According to Bohr, electrons revolve around the nucleus in fixed circular path. It is true. An electron can move to another cell which is less stable by losing energy. No, it is not by losing energy. It can become excited or go to the next cell by absorbing energy. So it is also false. So you have to write these question answer on your notebook. And from your home, you have to read and understand the term valency, electrovalent bond, and covalent bond. So I share PDF with you. So you have to read and try to understand. We will discuss in these topics in the next class. Thank you and take care.